EA Sports. It's in the game.
Welcome to EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. I'm Sonic, and this is the Road to the Masters.
Color blindness disabled. Color blindness potenopia ready.
Menu narration is turned off by default. Press A to continue, or use the D-pad to enable menu narration.
Before we head out to the course, let's create your golfer. Welcome to EA Sports PGA Tour, the exclusive home of major championship golf. You'll be able to compete in the world's top amateur championships, including the Augusta National Women's Amateur and the US Amateur, before you graduate to the PGA Tour and take part in the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Powered by official PGA Tour ShotLink and TrackMan data, Pure Strike allows for unique golf swings with a fluid feel. Pure Strike combines golfer-specific tendons. As your golf game improves, so does your putt. The tee is yours at 30th. Customize your experience. Select your gameplay preferences here. That's it. Now take a minute to look around or select Quick Play to get out to the course.
Now, from the home of golf, EA Sports so proud to welcome you to the old course at St. Andrews. Alongside Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner. And Frank, here we are at the old lady, the old course at St. Andrews. And this golf course has confounded so many through the centuries. What are a couple of keys to being successful here?
Well, if you're a recreational player and you're struggling a bit, then you play to the middle of the golf course. But if you really want to challenge the great course, then the best line around the whole golf course is down the right. And that's actually where the trouble is. So if you can hug the right side, because remember, there's so many double greens here and they have a central bunker. So if you're coming from the right side of the golf course, there's always a better avenue to every single flag you're attacking.
So 9 holes is the choice here today. Let's get things started here at the par 4 first. Driving it straight, a big part of playing this golf course well, and that's a good start there in the fairway at the first. So not a whole lot left to go here as he'll set up his second to this par 4.
Oh, huge mistake. That's motored on by.
Iona Stephen is at the first green. This for birdie.
And this really is an ideal spot to take a run at this. I don't see much of anything that's going to influence the golf ball.
Always so frustrating when you hit a putt that comes up that short. Yep, good work not to let that get away, and that's in for a par. Here we are now at the second. Always so important to try and establish a good round in these opening holes, Frank.
In the second hole, especially with a prevailing breeze and today's modern equipment, the odd player has actually driven this green, but you really see the tone of the golf course. The middle of the golf course is protected. There's a series of bunkers down there, but Left is always the safe side of the golf course because the best line to play your second shot from on the whole golf course is always the right side, and we see that here at the second.
And that will do just fine. So from right around the middle of the fairway, this is second. That's got to be disappointing. Good lie in the fairway, and the approach winds up in the bunker. Third shot coming up now from the bunker. Yeah, that one came out hot, tough to judge sometimes, coming out of the sand, and that winds up well beyond the flag. "15 feet away." Oh man, the speed was spot on. A good putt, but nothing to show for it. Okay, so a solid par at the first, but problems here at 2. It's a double bogey and a 2-over start to the round. Up next here at St. Andrews, the 370-yard par 4 third. Best to drive it left center to avoid a cluster of bunkers down the right side of the fairway. The real challenge comes on the approach, with Cartgate Bunker coming into play.
Good drive down the left side of the fairway, and when you see today's hole location cut in the middle right, this is certainly a very good line to have at it.
Just over 90 yards, all that's left here for his second.
Oh, I always knew that was going to be a good shot when it left the club face. What's that, 8 or 9 feet? Excellent shot.
A very makeable 8-footer for birdie. Nah, missed it left. That's a letdown. I said very makeable. Apparently it's very missable too. Okay, that's finished off for a par. You might be asking, why have so many of golf's greatest course architects drawn from the old course? Well, here's a good example. It's about the options, a couple of ways to get after a hole. You can take a risk and you would be rewarded by going toward that narrow valley on the right, but there's always a price to pay. Safer play is to go for the plateau on the left. Again, all about options at the old course. No issues here. That is into the fairway. Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Nota Begay III.
Looking at 148 to the hole, pin just on the front edge.
And safely on deck. That's the main thing, but from that distance, really don't want to leave yourself like a knee knocker, like a 4 or 5 footer. So this first putt's going to have to be good.
From about 8 feet. Yeah, good concentration there. That's a distance where a putt could get away, but that, in for a par. We come now to the 5th, the first par 5 on the front side here at St. Andrews. 514-yard hole that ends at a green that is 100 yards deep. Avoid the Seven Sisters bunkers off the tee, and reaching into is a possibility if the weather cooperates. Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. Okay, I'll be pretty happy with that one on the green and 2, but a long ways. Frank, he'll need to refocus immediately because that's not a guarantee. 2 putts from that distance.
Exactly, Rich. No time to celebrate right now. Grind on that first putt. Get it inside that magic circle. At least try and guarantee a birdie.
Nope, didn't get it, didn't hit it. That's a good putt right there. That's a birdie, and it is back to 1 over now for the round. Now at the 6th, not a particularly long hole, Frank, par 4.
Yeah, semi-blind tee shot. You've got an idea where you want to hit, but there's a series of 3 bunkers. They're called the coffins down the left side, as well as some pop bunkers down the right. So this requires a very accurate tee shot.
No problems there. That's going to wind up safely in the fairway. A nice round number here, an even 100 yards coming up for his second. This one's looking good.
Well, I don't have my tape measure out, but that looks like, 6-7 feet in there, but that is an excellent approach shot.
7 feet now for birdie. A good opportunity lost there. Okay, that one cleaned up without any issue, and that is a par. Now, 7th hole here at the old course, Frank.
Ideal line, just hit your tee shot over the march stone. The bunker on the 11th green actually often comes into play, called the shell bunker. So anything a little bit right of that, but very difficult green for the approach shot coming up.
And that ball going to roll out a little too much as the momentum carries it all the way into the bunker.
Really, that's a waste of a big tee shot. Driven it down in the bunker. It's fairly straightforward, and that's a waste.
Now this for birdie.
And this really is all about visualization. You've got to see the line in your head, pick out a spot, maybe a foot, foot and a half in front of you, and aim for that.
Okay, can't take putts that length for granted, but that's in for a par. Standing on the tee at the par 3 8th here at the Old Course. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
One of the biggest greens on the golf course. It looks flat, it looks like it's easy, but once that flag gets on the left side, this is when the hole becomes a little bit more difficult. It's very easy to take this hole for granted. Very hard to hit it close, though.
And I think that may have surprised him. That carried much further than he anticipated.
Had to take the boxing gloves off on that one. No touch whatsoever, and this is a long, long putt coming back.
This from 7 feet. You can see the frustration building. That is not a great putt there. Well, hit the stroke limit on that one. Always so important to finish your first 9 holes on a positive note here at the Open Championship.
Yeah, the 9th hole, this is the most extreme part, furthest away from the clubhouse, in the middle of the loop here. A good drive, though, that avoids those bunkers has every chance of finding this par 4 with your tee shot.
Maybe some frustrations taken out there after that last hole. That was a big swing, and it is going to be a big result. So the great tee shot left him here. Now his second from relatively close range. So that one, Frank, came out way too hot.
Just goes to show what happens when you don't find these greens in regulation. Now, he's looking at 2 putts, maybe 3 from where he is.
Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. Okay, no problem with that one. Frank, it really was vintage St. Andrews today in so many ways. Just a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, the Old Course.